Good morning, beautiful people of the world. Good morning. How are you? It is Thursday, October. Help me out here. Is it the 16th? No, today is the 17th. Tomorrow's the 18th. Yeah. So it's October 17th, 2024. It's on a Thursday, Throwback Thursday. What y'all want to throw back? Today, it's a little chilly in the Chi. It feels colder to me than it did yesterday. I did oversleep, but I did get out the house on time. I took a whole bath. I jumped in the shower. I let the water run. I took a quick shower, but I showered though. I did shower. But it's a little nippy, just a little nippy out here. But good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. If it's the next day, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are doing swell. I'm doing all right. I don't have no complaints. God is good all the time. He allowed me to wake up this morning in my right mind with the activities of all of my limbs. And I give him honor, glory, and praise for a new day. A day that I've never seen and a day that I will never see again. But I give him honor, glory, and praise for it all. And I hope you guys have had a great week thus far. Mine hasn't been too bad. Praise God. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Amen, amen, and amen, and amen. So I don't really have a subject to talk about, so I guess I'm going to randomly be just talking. A lot of my classmates reached out to me yesterday because I had wrote on Facebook, about the situation I was telling you all about, my friend that passed, and was telling you all about, about him not having any life insurance, and them they're not gonna have a funeral service for him, or memorial service for him. Excuse me. They're just gonna have a cremation, and we're gonna do the balloon release on Friday. So, a lot of people, I had wrote on Facebook, and I mean this, and this is to you guys as well. I said, give the family some grace in their time of grieving. And who are we? We have no room to judge, and we don't, because if you're not going to pay for the whole service, the casket, the this, that, or the third, really our opinions don't matter. It don't matter. We can be or have been really close to him. We could be like a sister, a brother to him. We could be all of those things. Come on here. Come on. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh. These motherfuckers be on the phone. They can't drive. I said when I left the house this morning, I said, Sherelle, CC, don't cuss. Don't cuss on camera today. Don't cuss. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna happen. I'm telling y'all it ain't gonna happen. I know it ain't gonna happen. I know. I know it ain't gonna happen. I know it ain't. Really be trying not to cuss. So remember, okay, so let me go back. So I had wrote that on Facebook. We have no room to judge. Okay, so a lot of my classmates is like inboxing me going, they know me by Sherelle, not so much Cece, because that's, they know me by. So they was like, Sherelle, what's going on? What's going on? A few of them inboxed me. So I had screenshot what the young lady had wrote, and I sent it to them. And I had sent it to my friend too, because he was good friends with him, because he's not on Facebook right now. He was like, what the fuck? I was like, I know. He was like, this is fucked up. He was like, why did she write that? He was like, what about his children, And so I was like, exactly. So I had sent this to them, and everybody agreed with me. They was like, this is not the time for us to, question her about, or his children, or his aunts, uncles, cousins, whoever, because his mom passed. I don't know anything about his dad. And they were like, this is not the time, for us to be, placing our judgments. So, everybody agreed with me. They were like, that they do need some grace. So anyway, one of my classmates, he had inboxed me and said, what's going on? I sent it to him. So he tells me, well, they saying that she doing some shady stuff. What kind of motherfucking shady, see here I go. What kind of motherfucking shady stuff can she do when you got to pay $4,000 for a cremation? Do people understand how much shit costs today? Or are they just living under a motherfucking rock? Look it up. If you don't believe me, go look it up. And I do believe a lot of stuff in regards to funerals and cremations and burials have went up since COVID. I could be wrong, but I'm just saying. So he said, well, she's supposed to be doing something shady. I don't, this is the thing that irritates my soul. And I haven't had a chance to respond back to him, but I am. And I'm going to say, you know what? Who is saying that she's doing something shady? Where's the proof? People are so goddamn judgmental. And so one of my other girlfriends said something, and I had to kind of check her too. She was like, well, she probably going to pocket that money. She probably ain't going to use all that money to cremate him or whatever. I'm like, so what if she does? We don't know how much money she's come up out of her pocket for other expenses in regards to him. We don't know. If you have not called her, if you have not talked to her, if you have not had a conversation with her, if you don't have no facts, no proof, shut the fuck up. I am just so tired of motherfuckers. I really want to call them something else, but I ain't. But I am so tired of people. I am so sick and tired of people. I'm going to tell you all something. Yesterday, I was thinking about him. And I was thinking about, from what I've heard or hear, his son is the one who found him. And I'm telling y'all, you don't know how devastated these kids probably are. And I'm going to tell you something else too. I was messed up for a very long time after finding my father dead. And then I had to deal with a 9-year-old, or he was 8 or 9. A 9-year-old who walked in and saw his grandfather dead. I'll never forget the day that he died, and the paramedics were working on my dad. I'll never forget. And one of the paramedics, come on, y'all. It's just the police. It ain't Jesus up here. It's just the police. lady, she was crying. She was in tears because when she found out that Christopher was the one who had found my dad, she came up to him. She was crying. She was down on her knees saying, "Little man, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I want you to be okay, okay?" And she was in tears. And I'll never, ever forget that. Never forget that. And I hugged her and I thanked her. And she was a white lady. She was beet red in the face. And I could tell that messed her up, knowing that my son had found him. And so I had to really talk to Christopher and find out how he was mentally after that, because I was messed up. I was messed up. So, you know, my friend was telling me about how his mom passed. She passed in front of him. And I asked him, I said, "You wasn't messed up?" And he was like, "No." He was like, "No, I wasn't messed up." He said, "I guess I knew it was going to happen. I just accepted it, you know." And I think with his mom, with the difference with his mom and my dad, his mom had been on hospice. And I didn't have time to prepare at all like they did. And you know, when people say, "Well, you know, this girl wrote, you know, I can't have a proper goodbye. I can't have a proper farewell." What neither did that. This caught everybody by surprise. You know, everybody by surprise. So, you know, I just think that people are too insensitive to people when they're grieving. You just shut the fuck up. So I got a real issue with people saying she pocketing the money, she doing some shady. You know, you don't know people's circumstances, and then I'm gonna say that. You know, you think you know people's circumstances, but you don't. And the bottom line is that none of us really do. You know, none of us really know anybody's circumstances, especially when it comes to death and all that goes along with that. You know, we just don't know. You know, like I said, we think we know, but we don't. Everybody is so self-righteous when it's somebody else's life or how somebody else is doing something. You know, we don't have no room. A lot of us ain't got our shit together. So how you gonna talk about another motherfucker when you ain't together your own goddamn self? You know, it just, I'm gonna tell you, death brings out some weird circumstances and situations and people. You know, people will always have an opinion about how they think you should do something when somebody dies. Take several motherfucking seats. And I hope the motherfucking chair break when you sit down in it. Because it ain't your business. And if we could get that through our head concerning most things in life, if we could get that through our head concerning most things in life, we'd be okay. But we as humans don't need to, we don't know how to mind our motherfucking business. We don't know how to shut the fuck up. Oh my goodness. What is y'all doing right here? She pulls over, the truck pulled over right in front of her. This is one of the reasons why I want to go back to the other department, because it's some stupid ass you know, so I just but like I said, we as human beings, we as human beings, we as human beings, we don't know how to shut up and mind our business. We gotta say this, and we gotta say that, and we gotta do this, and we gotta do that, and we gotta, blase, skippy, woo, 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 and all of this and all of that, and I was gonna say, you can go, but you come on with the come on. We just something else. We are just something else. And we don't often think before we speak. And somebody else said, well, maybe she didn't mean it like that. Well, maybe not. But again, here's the thing. Let them figure it out. Ask what you can do to help. If you're not going to be part of the solution and you are the problem, what's the point? Either you're going to be part of the solution or you're going to be the problem. And I hope and I pray. See, because, let me say this. I pray, I hope and I pray that they are coming together as a family, trying to decide what they're going to do and how they're going to do it, or whatever, because they already got these outside people who is coming at them, Is both of y'all coming out of here? So they already got that, you know what I'm saying? And that in itself is, is devastating. It's just, I can only imagine what they're going through, It's just like your mind be all over the place. You're trying to process what has happened. You're still in shock. You're still in grief. And then you got to prepare whatever you got to prepare, even though she not having anything, but she don't have the money to cremate him. It's sad. It is just sad. I don't know how old his oldest child is, but I'm sure she don't have $4,000 just laying around. I'm pretty sure of that. We gotta learn to just mind our business. Real talk. And then the other thing I wanted to talk to you about is I had put up this video. It was a reel, right? And it was talking about not being friends with your ex-boyfriends. I ain't never had that issue. But we're going to come back. We're going to talk about it. I'll be back. I have several ex-boyfriends that I'm friends with. So one of my classmates and friends, she wrote, I'm not friends with none of my exes. And she was like, I don't want to be friends with no man that ain't mine. What? You don't have any male friends? I have that. We ain't never bumped and grind. We ain't never did nothing. We just that friends. They looked out for me and I looked out for them, and I was just like, I said, well, I'm always keep a male friend in my life. Always. That's just me, you know. Married or not married, I'm not gonna stop being friends with people just because I have someone or just because I'm married. I'm not finna do that. But to each his own. The other thing I wanted to tell you all about was, you remember I told you all about the guy who gonna tell me to come and give him a hug? He texted me yesterday twice because I didn't answer him. And he was like, "You're not answering. I'm feeling a little apprehensive." You should. So I answered. I said, "Hey." I said his name or whatever, and he was like, "How's it going?" I said, "It's going." Still in that conversation. He still did not say, "Hey, what you doing this weekend? I want to take you out." See, this is what we not gonna do. We not getting ready to keep texting back and forth like we passing a note in the 5th grade. Do you like me? I like you. I'm too old for that, and you sure in the fuck is too old for this. You older than me, so he not gonna keep wasting my time continuing to just text me, and ain't doing nothing. I'm not finna do that. I'm not starting out like that. I'm not. Because it's real simple to say, do you want to go out, or do you want to do this, or do you want to do that, and you still ain't said it. So now I'm at the point that even if he asks me to go out, I'm not going. I'm not finna play these games about, oh, I'm seeing somebody else. Oh, I'm seeing somebody. I'm not finna do none of that. Fuck that. And I used to do that in the past, you know, make excuses, you know, or say, you know, oh, well, when I didn't want to talk to nobody no more. Nope. And you're not going to keep texting me. We're not finna. And then he sends another picture of himself to me. Look here, I already know what you look like. I don't need you to keep sending me pictures holding up my timeline. Talking about you not responding. Yeah, I'm not. Cause you just want to text. You just want to text buddy. And I ain't finna be that for you. And I really thought, you know, he was gonna, you know, show me more interest in this and say, hey, let's go out. But what I've discovered with these new breed men, they really don't want to take you out. Like I said before, they want to fuck first. They want a sample of your pussy first. to find out if you worthy of them spending money based on how good your pussy is. That's what it is. That's really, ladies, what it is. Let me sample your pussy first. You know, like when you go into the grocery store and you get it, they giving out samples, and they give you a sample, and then you decide, oh, I like this, I'm gonna buy it. That's how it is with these men. No, you ain't finna sample my shit, Negro. Not me. You ain't sampling nothing up in here. Go play with somebody else. Because it's not me. Just want to play with. That's all they want to do. They just want to play with you. They don't really want you. They just want to play. Well, let me see what if she gonna give me some, or if I even have the propensity to even get some from her. And then if I kind of know, like him telling me to come give him a hug. Who you think you playing with? What? I'm not stupid. I didn't get off the stupid bus. And I ain't on one. Oh, that's what I wanted to tell you all. I wanted to tell you all about, I was going to talk to you all about about being date raped. And this is why I don't put myself in situations like that. Only time I'm coming to your house to give you a hug, I know that there's a possibility that we gonna screw. And if I ain't ready to screw you, I'm not coming. Especially when I ain't feeling you like that. You understand what I'm saying? And it's not that I don't like him. I do like him. But what the heck is that? Oh, I thought that was something crawling. I do like him, but I'm not giving nobody no more of me. None of me. You're not wasting my time. You're not going to keep talking to me. You're not going to keep texting me. Like I said, like we passing a note in the class. Do you like me? I like you. Check the box. We not doing that. We too motherfucking grown. And if this is what you want to do, that's fine. You ain't going to do it with me. And I'm not getting ready to keep asking you or hinting to you or saying to you, so when we going out, I don't feel like I should have to do that. And I'm not going to do that. Because that's not my job. That's not what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not supposed to be asking you. Okay, Ed, you a little close. I'm not supposed to be asking you what we gonna do, when we gonna do it, when we going out, and all of this old stupid shit. I'm not doing that. Man, I can't believe I broke my powder yesterday. Fell on the floor at home. I'm not doing that stupid shit. But what I was going to talk to you all about was, you know, I had told you all that years ago, many, many years ago. This was right after high school. I was seeing this guy from high school, and we liked each other in high school. And I really don't want to, when I think back to the situation now, I don't know if I really want to think about, or really want to call it rape, because it wasn't rape like, because there's so many, because people, you can be date raped and you can be violently date raped or violently raped, right? My aunt was violently raped. That wasn't the situation with him. So it was the summer of 1988. That's the year I graduated. And we had graduated in June, and he was getting ready to go off to college. And so we had our junior year, senior year of high school, we was feeling each other, but we never got together, okay? My junior year, I lost my virginity to this guy named Harry. He was real tall, light, skinny guy. And I was a bit traumatized from that experience. I'll tell you about that tomorrow. But let me get back to him, this other guy. So anyway, we had got together, and he came over to my house, and it was in the summertime. He came over, and we was just, watching TV. Then we started messing around, fooling around, kissing and everything like that. So we were gonna have sex. I had got my clothes off and everything, and I was gonna do it, right? And then for some reason or another, I just didn't want to do it. I don't know. I was thinking about a lot of things, like, he's not going to be here. He's going to be going away to college, and he's not serious about me. And he not going to, he going to be with other girls. I'm not going to be his main girl. And I just didn't want to give him none. So he was upset about that, and so he was pretty much like begging me, and he forced himself inside of me, and I was still fighting him off. And so I said, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And you know how somebody is like, you got your arms and they kind of like pinning you down, and he was like, what do you mean you don't want to do this? He was like, come on, don't say that, don't say it. So he was kissing me all on my face, my neck, and and he was like, and he just kept forcing himself. And I was just like, stop, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do it. So now I'm about really in a screaming mode, right? And we was on the couch in my mama's den. I hope she don't look at this video. I just thought about this. I hope she don't look at this video. And he just kept going, and then I guess when he was getting ready to ejaculate, he pulled out real quick, and it was just all over me, it was disgusting. And he a snake, I don't trust him. And I was pissed. And I said, you rotten son of a bitch. I mean, I went off. And he was like, why are you so angry? He was like, I said, I told you no. And you forced me to have sex. And I told you that I didn't want to do this. And he was like, I didn't force you. You had gotten naked and, you know, and we was kissing. I was laying on top of you. You knew what it was and da 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 da. And I don't remember everything he said. But anyway, I was mad. I was angry. And it was not an enjoyable experience because it was not what I wanted. So I told him, I said, get out. Get out. Now, there was another time that he had came over and he had tried to have sex with me and we didn't. And I'll never forget this. He came all in his pants, in his underwear and stuff, and had to leave with this big ass wet spot. I said, now how you gonna get on the bus? Because he came over my house on the bus. I said, how you gonna get on the bus with that? So he went and he got some water and he was washing his pants off or whatever. And then the second time is when I decided I was gonna do it. But then like I said, I changed my mind. And he forced himself. And so it was not enjoyable. It was horrible. I wasn't even in tears. I didn't even cry about it. I was so angry. So anyway, moving forward now when I see him, for years, when I would see him in anything, he always would have this look on his face of regret. And, you know, like you could tell, like he was sorry. We never talked about it. We've never talked about it. It's been 30-some years since that happened. We have never, ever spoke on it. But when he see me, he'll come up to me. He'll hug me. How you doing? You know, and I let it go. I didn't report it or anything because at that time I was like, I kind of felt like, okay, you butt asshole naked back here. So how you gonna explain this? You know, but what I do know is that when a woman's no is no, it's no. I don't care what the situation may be. You understand what I'm saying? It's no. And this is what I teach my son, my 16-year-old, that I said, I don't care if your dick is as hard as a brick. If you getting ready to penetrate and she says no and she changes her mind, that's what it is. It's no. So, like I said, I see him and have seen him. And, you know, we just went on with our lives. And I'll never forget, right before he left for school, for college, I saw him in the mall. He was getting his last minute stuff, you know, for college and stuff. And we ran into each other at the mall. He was like, hey. I was like, hey. And he was like, you know, he didn't really have a whole lot to say. I didn't really have a whole lot to say. But, you know, it's just always been an unspoken thing between us. We both know what happened, but we've never talked about it or said anything about it, you know. And so, you know, of course, I have forgiven him because I just believe he was a horny boy, young man, or whatever you want to call it. And he really, you know, he really wanted he just really wanted to get him some, you know. And so there was another time that I almost got myself in the same situation. I was dating this other guy, and we had went to the movies to see, I don't know if y'all remember the movie Colors. It was about a gang in Los Angeles, California. And we went to see that movie Colors. And then we went and got something to eat. Or I think we got something to eat, and we went back. He was house sitting for a friend. He took me back to his friend's house. Now this was dumb, because who's to say if it wasn't a whole bunch of boys or guys there, and he brought me there and they all had raped me? Well, that wasn't the case. But what was the case was when we went back to his house, back to this house, we were sitting there watching TV and eating our food, and then he was trying to take me down in the basement. And I was like, no. Now, some guys could have been down there in the basement. I don't know. But he was pulling me, and I was like, no. And he was like, you know, he was like, what's up? I mean, you know, we ain't gonna. I said, no, we not. I said, you gonna take me home? And he was like, I'm gonna take you home. And I said, yeah, you're gonna take me home. And so he kept pulling me to go down in the basement by the arm or whatever. I said, I told you I want to go home. And I want to go home now. And he just kept trying to force me down in that basement. I said, and so I went off. I was like, I want to go home. So that was a scary situation, because who knows? You know what I'm saying? But he took me home. That was the last time I saw him. Then the third situation, it was in my head. It was something else that happened. Damn, I can't think of it. Oh, the third situation that happened to me, I had to be about 19 or 20, something like that. I had a male hairdresser. I was going to this college, this community college. I had a part-time job at an advertising agency here in Chicago. And I had a part-time job at an advertising agency downtown. And I worked Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And Tuesdays and Thursdays, I went to school. So it was a part-time position, and it allowed me to go to school. So I went to school on those days, and then the next day I worked. And I did that for a while, because they could only pay me for 3 days a week. So the other 2 days I went to school. So I would go get my hair done every other Thursday. And I had a male, as I said, I had a male hairdresser. His name was Andre. So this particular day, I go to get my hair done. And when I get there, it's raining. Pouring down raining. As soon as I walk in the shop. So I didn't have a car. I would get on a bus to go home. So he had did my hair. I had long hair at this particular time. He had did my hair. He was a badass hairstylist. Badass. The owner of the shop was gay. And at that time, back then, you know, people were not really out, but, you know, we all knew that he was gay. And he was gay, and another stylist was gay, and I thought this guy that did my hair was gay. And I had another hairstylist that was named Andre, who did my hair for prom. He died. He ended up dying of AIDS. He was gay, okay? He slayed my hair for prom, baby. But when I tell you my hair was hard like a motherfucking brick, because he had put so much hairspray in my hair. But he was gay too. So anyway, so I stopped going to this stylist that had did my hair for prom because I used to catch the bus to his house too. I caught the bus everywhere in this city. Now you can't pay me to get on the bus. But I got on the bus and I went over there. I think the day that I went on prom, my mama took me that day. But needless to say, I had 2 hairdressers with the name of Andre. So I don't know how I left that Andre and went to this Andre. I don't remember. I guess because I think this shop was closer to my house, to where we were living. So I go get my hair done. I'm getting ready to leave, and it's pouring down raining. So he tells me, he says, and I had been going to him for a while, so I trusted him. He said, you can't go out there and you can't go out there. I just did your hair. Your hair gonna be wet. He said, you got an umbrella? I said, yeah, but it was windy, and all that. He said, I'm gonna take you home. So I said, okay. Mind you, I didn't live far. We didn't live far from the beauty shop. The beauty shop was on 95th. We lived in the manor on 95th, so it was a quick ride, 10-minute ride. So he takes me home. Wait, I'm sorry, he didn't take me home. We get in the car, and when we get in the car, he says, I gotta go stop at home first because I gotta get, I'm doing another client here, and I left my blow dryer, the blow dryer I need, I left my blow dryer at home. So you wanna ride with me? He said, which was true. It didn't make sense to take me home, but then he would have to double back. You know what I'm saying? So if he went to get the blow dryer, then he'd take me home, then he would head back to the shop because that's the way he could have went. So I said, okay. We drive to his house. I'll never forget, he lived in a townhouse. So he said, come on, you come in. He said, you ain't got to sit out here in the car. I should have stayed my fat ass in the car. Well, I wasn't fat then. I was very skinny then. He said, come on, you ain't got to go sit in the car. You come in. So I was like, okay. So I go in. He said, have a seat. He's like, I'll be back. I'm going to go upstairs. And because he would do hair from his house too. And he had a studio or something in his house. House was bad. It was sharp. He said, have a seat. I said, okay. So I'm sitting there and everything. He said, you want something to drink? He said, you can go to the refrigerator and get you something to drink or whatever. I'm telling y'all, I had been going to get my hair done from this man for at least 3 years. I sit down. I didn't go in the refrigerator. I waited for him to come downstairs. I'm just looking around. He had art and was looking around. He was like, you can walk around, and he's upstairs. So I'm up. I'm standing up, and I'm just looking at stuff. So I hear him coming down the steps, so I go back towards the couch because I'm like, oh, he coming down. Let me put my coat on because it was raining. I had to take my coat off and everything. So I go to put my coat on, and I hear him coming down the steps. So I'm like, okay, he ready, right? So that's why I started getting my book, because I had my book bag because I went to school. I was in college, at a community college, so I get my book bag and everything. And baby, that motherfucker came downstairs and he didn't have on not a sock. He was butt to the naked. And he had the biggest dick that was swinging when he came down them steps. And he was a short guy. Count up chubby a little bit, but not real chubby. And my eyes must have went out of my head like the cartoon. On the, you know how on the cartoons when the eyes go boing. I was like, what the fuck? I said, where's your clothes? He walks up to me. I got another story to tell y'all about me being violated too. But he walks up to me and says, and he grabbed his junk, his thing, and started stroking it. He's like, he said, I mean, you've been coming to me. He's like, I've always wanted you. I've always wanted to fuck you. What? I said, leave. I said, back the fuck up. I had my umbrella in my hand. I was gonna clock his ass. I said, go back upstairs and put your clothes on. That ain't happening. And he still was playing with his. And so I'm backing up, right? And I'm like, I cannot believe this shit. I never, ever, ever told anybody at that particular time. I've told the story now 1,000 times since it happened. I didn't tell my mother, because I didn't tell my sister, because they would go to him sometimes too. They would go to him sometime, and then there was other people in the shop that they would go to, and they finally had got them a hairdresser that they liked. My mother was going, I was going to Andre, my sister was going to this girl, my mom was going to this other girl, and we had there was a nail tech in there that would do our nails and feet too. So I backed up to the door and I said, I wasn't going to turn my back on him because, and he was like, and then it was like, he snapped out of whatever stupidness he was going through and said, you upset? Are you upset? You upset? I said, what the fuck you mean? Am I upset? I said, you come down here with your dick in your hand thinking you finna fuck me. I said, I'm not finna fuck you. I said, you got to be out your mind. I was going off. But I was so young. But I was visibly upset. He could tell that I was scared. He said, I didn't mean to scare you. I didn't mean to scare you. I was just telling you how I felt about you. And he was a lot older than me. Because he had to be, if I was 19 or 20, he had to be like 30 something. And he was like, you know, late 30s, late 20s, I mean. And I was like, no. And now I'm like shaking. I'm like, I'm not here for that. I said, you supposed to get your hair dry and we was going to leave. You was going to take me home. I said, no. And so he was like, okay. He was like, okay, Sherelle, okay. Please, you know, I just was letting you know how I felt. I've always desired you. He said, you've never picked up on me. This man ain't never flirted with me. He would joke with me, but he never flirted with me. He's like, you never picked up on me. I said, now I'm in tears. Because not only am I frightened, I'm hurt. Because you've been my stylist, you've been my buddy, you know, we had joked and, you know how you sit in your stylist chair, you be talking about shit, talking about your man, talking about the girls who you don't like at the college, and I'm telling him about my classes, all that. That's the kind of relationship that we had. And so, I just was like, this motherfucker. I was just like, so he said, okay, I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna go upstairs and put my clothes on, and I'm gonna take you home. When he went upstairs to get his clothes, a bitch got out of there. And it was raining. I put my hood up, put the umbrella up. It was windy. I went to the bus stop. He lived off of 79th and Jeffrey. And I walked I walked to the bus stop and I got on the 6 or 14 bus and went home. And I never told nobody. And I went home and my hair wasn't messed up. It was a little messed up. But by then, the heavy rain had like dissipated. So it wasn't real heavy, anymore. And I never told nobody. I didn't tell my mother because I knew my mother would go up there and she would go off. And I knew that she wanted to continue to, go. We was all going to the beauty shop. So the next hair appointment I made, I didn't go. And so then I ended up calling another girl in the shop and asking her, because she do my hair. And she was like, you don't want to go to Andre no more? And I was like, no. I said, I want to, I was like, Andre cool and everything. I said, but I see the way you doing hair, and I just want to know if you could take me. So I went back to the same shop, but I didn't go to him. So when I walked in, when I finally came back, because it took me about 3 weeks to go back, I was washing my own hair. And my mother was like, why you ain't going to get your hair done? And I was like, no. I was like, she was like, you don't got the money? I was like, no, I got the money. I was like, I just, I said, I don't know. I said, I think Andre might be on vacation or something. I made up a lie. So, when I went back to get my hair done, I went to her. And, he was like, oh, you, he said, so he was making a joke in front of everybody. Oh, she had put me down. When I tell you, he was so sissified. And please forgive me for saying it like that. But he was such a girl. Like, in the shop. But then you gonna get out the shop and try to fuck me. And see, the owner was gay. And so I don't know if him and the owner was having something. I don't know if he went both ways. I mean, I was totally confused. So he was like, yeah, she didn't put me down, y'all. She didn't put me down. She over here with her now. See how she do me? And everybody was laughing and everything. They was like, oh, she going to, what's the name? I can't remember the girl name. I remember what she looked like. And, I just laughed it off. And then I continued to go to her until eventually the shop closed and I was closing and they were going to different salons and I found somebody else. And I don't know why the shop closed. I don't know why it closed. I don't know what happened. But I was mortified because I always thought he was gay because of how he would act in the shop, I always thought he was gay. And then you gonna come downstairs with your dick in your hand swinging like a fucking bat, just swinging. And he got it all hard. He had the big. Now, if he was just somebody that I was dealing with or had dealt with or had met somewhere else other than there, and we'd have, yeah, it would have been on and popping. But I ain't look at him like that. I was so offended and pissed. I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. You got to be kidding me. But tomorrow we'll have another story time. I'm gonna write it down, stick a sticky note in my car so I remember what to talk to y'all about. Because that's not the only time that I was violated when I was 14. I was sexually molested when I was 8 or 9 years old. And I'll tell you all about that. I mean, girl. So I said that to say that because of things that have happened to me, there's certain things that trigger me when I hear a man say, what you doing? I ain't doing nothing. If we ain't already fucked, why would I let you come over my house and we gonna watch TV and I don't know nothing about you? I'm putting myself in a situation to be raped or to be assaulted, right? So this is why when he said to me, well, if you ride past my way, come, come give me a hug. First of all, why I gotta come to you? That's number one. I'm never gonna be on your territory, and I don't know how to get the fuck out of here. And I'm gonna tell you about another situation that happened with another classmate. Tomorrow. I'll tell you about all three tomorrow. And I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna write it down. But yeah, so when he said that to me, come give me a hug, it didn't sit right with me. It did. I was like, and it turned my stomach and it turned me off. If we had been out, if we had had some dates, if we had kicked it, maybe I would have went, you know, but I ain't did none of that with you. And we ain't never even been in a situation where I should feel comfortable. And I'm, like I said, I ain't never going on your territory where I don't know how to get out of here. I don't know no way out. See, I know my house, right? But I don't know yours. So I can't. And so now, because yesterday he didn't ask me out either, I'm just like, I don't want to waste my time. I'm good. I really am good. You know, and Nick's always saying, you gonna meet the right person, you gonna meet the right guy. I don't even believe in that no more. I don't believe nobody is right. I just don't. I have no faith and no hope and no belief in relationships or love or any of that. I just don't. So I just have, me and my friend, we supposed to be going out. We talk every once in a while or whatever. Nothing has happened between us. It is what it is. You know, that's a safe haven for me because I already crossed that bridge with him. But I'm not finna do this with these new people. You ain't getting shit. You ain't getting nothing. You go the fuck on. Real talk. So tomorrow, remind me to tell you these other story times. And I had told Angel that I was going to talk about the weddings that I've done as a photographer, the things that's happened to me. I'll talk about that too. Maybe not tomorrow. Maybe I'll save that for the next segments of next week, Car Chat. But I'm getting ready to get off of here. I love you guys. Thank you for all your love and support. And I'll see you tomorrow. It's Friday. It's Friday, baby. Hey, can't wait for Friday. All right, y'all. Have a good, blessed day. And I'll see you back on here tomorrow. Don't forget to give this video a like and hit that subscribe button and come on over here and subscribe to this platform. All right, y'all. Bye. Peace and love.